Help support our coverage with PureVPN, the fast, secure way to protect your connection at home or on the go. Get exclusive savings now at techpodcast.com/PureVPN.
And right now, I can even say that ICEPLOSION.
ICEPLOSION.
Okay, and we have Andrew Highway.
Highway.
Like
your motorways.
Your way or the highway?
My way.
Okay, Andrew, welcome. I am Don Baine. Welcome to the show.
Don, thanks.
And what's ICEPLOSION do?
Well, first of all, thanks very much for having me on your show.
You make the show.
So what do we do? Well, ICEPLOSION, we are the first ever home use machine for making frozen carbonated slushies. So frozen fizzy slushies. There are other slush machines on the market, but we're the first ones to make a carbonated one for the market. So the kind of ones, you get at movie theatres, convenience stores and so on. So that's the main focus of our machine. But as a result of that, we also make non-fizzy slushies too, but also ice-cold sodas. So, and we're the first company to be doing that right now too, because you can get other soda machines on the market, but the drinks are only as cold as the water you pour into it.
Henceforth, the ICEPLOSION.
Well, when you see the actual drink being served, it actually explodes.
No way.
So literally you're waiting, but it explodes in a sort of a mountain of refreshment and ice.
All right, let's stop there. Does this machine exist?
Oh, yes.
It's in process?
No, this exists.
You didn't bring the machine here for me to see and get a drink?
Unfortunately not. I'm sorry. Yes, it's a bit heavy and a bit of a long distance to walk to bring it here now, but we personally invite you to our booth afterwards.
Can I have a drink?
Absolutely.
Where's your booth?
6043, at the Venetian Hall G.
Okay, so is this for the consumer?
Well, yes. I developed it for the consumer because, the reason why I did this is because I've been a huge fan of fizzy slushies all my life.
Okay.
And I just got fed up with getting in a car and having to drive or going to the movie theatre to get one. I thought, there must be a way to make these at home. So I did research into this. And nobody was doing it. So I started to research more and more and understand the technical challenges. Because, there's loads.
There's a lot of technical challenges, I would imagine.
Yeah, there's more than 155,000 establishments selling this kind of drink in the USA, but it's all high volume. If you wanted to do this at home, you could hardly wheel in one of those gigantic slushy machines,
Right.
You turn it on and the whole of the lights and the whole of the street start dimming. These things are substantial. So, we went about developing something that could sit at home and be convenient for you. Because for me, it's all about convenience. If you've got friends over for a barbecue, for example, or the big game, the Super Bowl's on, you don't want to have to then travel out to the shops.
Give me a feel for the size and weight and shape.
So, 30 kilograms is about 70 pounds, I think, approximately.
Okay,
and
that's heavy.
It is. But it's got a very high-powered and strong refrigeration system in it.
Let's go.
So we're about that wide. We're about that long.
So it would take up roughly half of the size of this table, not quite half.
Less than that.
A third?
Yeah, a quarter to a third.
Okay.
Quarter to a third.
Okay.
But it will fit underneath the countertops as well.
How tall?
So, again, I'm going to have to get back to you in inches because I'm
Make up
in
something.
centimetres.
Go ahead.
We're about here. So, we're at approximately in centimetres, about 42 centimetres.
Okay, so will it fit underneath?
Yeah, exactly. It will fit underneath the counter. But in actual fact, just before the show, we had a machine which we debuted at the IFA show in Berlin, which was in September. And the feedback we got was that the machine was too big for the home market. So we went around since September. We basically shrunk it and we built it within 2 months. And then shipped it out to the show here.
You built it within 2 months?
Within 2 months, 40% smaller than it was in Berlin. And we know that by the time we get to the market, which hopefully is going to be later this year, we hope for the summer, it's going to be another 20% smaller. We know all the space savings. So we're going to have it as small as is possible in time for when we launch.
So this is not available right now. If my folks wanted to buy it, we can't do it. But in the summer...
Yeah, that plan is because, of course, hot weather in the summer, you are, predominantly frozen drinks.
I'm in. I haven't even tasted it, but I'm in. So
can I just get my order book out? No, sorry.
No, that's fine. I'll probably get one anyway. I love that stuff.
Yeah.
Now, tell me that it makes 3 different kinds of drinks. Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
And what makes your machine different other than it's the only one doing that?
Well, I guess if you look at, what makes different, I mean, from the frozen slushy side of things, we are the only ones doing it, so that makes us unique in that department.
Right.
If you look at regular slushies, and there's a lot of slush machines out on the market at the moment, home use ones, but they're essentially just smaller versions of the ones that you see in convenience stores. So you still have to, pour a lot of liquid into it. It's going to make, 10, 15 different portions, and, you've got to wait 30 to 45 minutes in order to make it. And then if somebody says, I would like a different flavour, you've got to, empty it, defrost it, clean it, refill it, refreeze it. It's a couple of hours to change the flavour. So one of our big USPs is that we're making all of our drinks within 2 to 4 minutes. So it's a single portion system. So
do you have the contents, the ingredients?
Absolutely, we provide those as well. So we sell the machines, and we also provide the syrup capsules as well. So the syrup capsule goes in the machine, the water goes in the machine, we got a CO2 bottle for the fizzy stuff.
Right, for fizzies.
And then we make it within 2 to 4 minutes. And then once it's been made, after a minute's cleaning cycle, you're ready to make a completely different drink.
Cleaning cycle, so you mean you don't have to take it all apart
Yeah,
and
no,
dishwash
just a
it?
self-cleaning cycle, takes 1 minute, and off you go.
Is there a cartridge for the cleaning cycle?
Yes, but periodically there is.
Okay.
You can do it with water in between drinks, every week and so on.
Sure.
But we also will be doing a sanitizer capsule, which you'll put in. Maybe you do it every month or every 2 months. So you put it in, it will mix it with the water, and it will give that really good clean.
Will there be different models?
Yes, well, it's interesting you say that because we've had huge interest from a commercial standpoint as well, and that really actually quite surprised me because I developed this for the home market because there was a big need for it for the home market. But then people started saying to me about can we have it in our cafes and our bars? I'm saying,
my God, sure.
Why do you want to do that when you've got commercial machines available? And they're like, we don't want to spend 10 to 20,000 on having to kit out our bars or our convenience stores with these things because they're big pieces of equipment. They take a lot of electricity, plumbed in water, and there's a lot to it. And let's say if you just wanted your customers having a couple of drinks an hour, something like that, or maybe a few drinks a day for some establishments. If you've got one of these big behemoths of machines there,
sure,
and they it's churning 24/7 like this, it's taking quite a bit of electricity as well. So they think it's going to be great from a convenience point of view for them as well.
It makes total sense.
Yeah, me too.
Even for situations like this, to have a machine.
Yeah. Why not? I mean, it can sit there. I mean, we have like a standby mode, so you can just press the standby mode, and
That's
it just
even
basically
better.
it keeps keeps the system sort of warm, and then whenever you're ready to go, you can get it as quickly as possible.
Now, what do you think these are going to cost?
Well, we're looking at a target retail point of $700 at market.
That's very reasonable.
Well, we're trying to, and the syrup capsules themselves, we're looking at about $1 each. So, because for me, there's two big issues to this. One of them is the convenience factor, which we've already discussed. The other one is the affordability, because we all know, people need to stretch their money as much as possible, make things affordable. So we think by having the machine reasonably priced and by having the capsules at a very reasonable price, that we can, change the way that people actually will drink their drinks at home and prepare their drinks at home.
Where will I be able to get the capsules and the machine from?
Well, we're looking, one of the reasons for being CES, of course, is the exposure part of it, but also to try to, find distribution partners. Because, we're looking at doing, yes, direct to customer ourselves. We're also looking to have, standard sort of retail channels, bricks and mortar retail, and also online too. So, we want to cover all the bases there. We basically want it to be as accessible as people need it to be.
So Amazon would be a good potential.
Absolutely, yeah, no, for sure.
Friend.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. Shall I tell you about the soft drinks as well, the sodas? Because that's quite a key one too.
I was going to go there, yeah.
I know you were, absolutely you were.
No, I was.
No, I know.
Okay.
Yeah. So the sodas, you can get other soda machines on the market.
Yes, there are.
But they're not as cold as you want them to be, because you're having to pour the water in, and whatever the temperature of the drink that comes out is as a result of the temperature of the water that you've put into it. So if it's like a hot day and you've taken it maybe out of the fridge, the water, and you put it in the machine, and maybe the temperature's going up and up, and by the time you've made the drink, it's actually quite warm. It's no longer ice cold.
I live in Arizona, so I understand all that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it gets very hot in Arizona, right?
123 degrees Fahrenheit.
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 Oh my
You
God.
can convert it.
Now, listen, I live in Sicily,
Okay.
and it's pretty hot there, but nowhere near, not in your ballpark.
I've been in Sicily. There's nothing like the heat in Arizona. So, what makes your drinks colder?
we have a very high-powered refrigeration system. So one of the reasons the machine is, let's say, heavier than other machines is we've got a high-powered refrigeration and freezing system, which basically, and I call it, without using a brand name, I call it sort of the Ferrari of freezing systems. This thing goes.
That works.
And that's the reason we can do things so quickly. I mean, a soda, when I say 2 to 4 minutes, the soda is closer to 2 minutes.
Now, what about the flavors?
So we've got approximately 20 flavours at the moment in our range, and ever expanding, and a mixture of sugar and sugar-free. So I'm very passionate about having a lot of sugar-free varieties as well, because one, there's a lot of people with health issues, diabetes and so on. And the other one as well is parents don't necessarily want their kids to be wired on sugar all day, every day.
Yeah, so, like my grandkids.
they run around a lot, do they?
Yeah, yeah. Now, do you have vanilla?
Vanilla, no. So the kind of ones we've got for the slushies would be your
cola,
cherry, blue raspberry.
No, but what about the sodas?
Sodas, cola, your orange flavoured ones. I mean, what part of our business plan will be to tie in with one of the big manufacturers too.
Grape.
I mean, all of the above. So
I respectfully request vanilla. You'd be surprised.
Vanilla.
Yes.
So when you say vanilla, are we talking like as a soft drink, as a soda?
Yeah.
Yeah, like vanilla Coke.
Yeah.
Right. Yes, of course. Yeah, no, that's really tasty. So I thought you were talking vanilla on its own. I was thinking,
I'd love
how
a
is
vanilla
that gonna
soda.
work?
No one has made that. I would love a vanilla soda.
But you've got like cream soda, haven't you? So a cream soda would be similar, maybe.
Yeah, that's close. That's
do you like
close
cream
enough.
sodas?
I do. Sarsaparilla.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know that.
Yeah, well, it's good. It's good.
Okay.
Yeah, it came out of New York, actually, sarsaparilla. But it's good. Anyway.
Okay. I'm going to note that down.
Really.
Cola.
Now, I'm very impressed with your product.
Thank you.
You're coming out in the summertime. Will you remember to give me a jingle so I know
Absolutely, yes.
You're around, and maybe we'll bring you back on. And
would love to.
Now, where are you at? Where's your company located?
Well, I mean, where
will be manufacturers? What I'm trying to get.
That's a good question. A lot depends. I know it's a sort of maybe a boring topic to discuss, the whole tariff situation, different countries.
Of course.
When we're ready for production, I mean, we already have a supply set up and ready to go in China. Now, whether or not we do full assembly there, partial assembly, do some sub-assembly in the States, it all depends on really where the situation is at that time.
Between you and me, today it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I know, absolutely.
It's all political. All the tariffs and everything else is all noise.
Yes, yeah.
That's just my opinion, folks.
Yeah, I'm sure you're right, actually. Yeah, I'm sure you're right.
All right. Thank you so much.
I
enjoyed it, and I am very anxious to taste some of the...
Well, we'll do it. Next time we meet, I'll make sure I've got a machine there, and you can try it, and then you can say firsthand if you like it.
You could just bring me a drink. You don't have to bring the whole thing. If it's that cold, you can walk from the Venetian over here. And
I see. I thought you meant bring a frozen drink from Sicily. That's gonna defrost in time.
No. I'll go over there in person and get that.
Well, you're more than welcome anytime.
Yeah. Well, my wife is from there, so.
Yeah, we were talking about it. That's amazing.
Yeah, great.
Fantastic.
Fascinating product. I love it. I love the idea of it, and it serves a great purpose.
Great stuff. Well, thank you.
I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
No, it's my pleasure. So remember, I want to know when it's ready to go.
Absolutely. I'll be in touch. Don't worry.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
Thank you for coming on board. Appreciate it.
Thanks a lot.
Well, there you go, folks.
The Tech Podcast Network's CES 2026 coverage is executive produced by Adam Barker. Technical director is Ravin Ford. Associate producers are Nancy Ertz, Brandy Jackson, and Beth Price. Our hosts are Marlo Anderson, Don Baine, Scott Ertz, and Serge Velasquez. Graphic design by Vicky Gonzalez. Executive producer emeritus Todd Cochran. Award production is provided by Amrock Fab Lab. Studio equipment is provided by PLUGHITZ Productions. This has been a Tech Podcast Network production. Copyright 2026.